that's a metal. Chlorine is
So
a
hi
metal. Be
everybody
careful
and
because hydrogen
welcome to
is not
this
classified, but hydrogen
first
is not classified as a metal.
video on solutions
Hydrogen and
chapter.
lithium are in the same column, but
So
lithium
in
is not
this
hydrogen.
video we'll
So this is ionic.
introduce to what
Fluorine
a
is enclosed only in
solution
non-metals, so this
is.
is covalent.
A
Now,
solution
because fluorine
is
is made up of the same
any
metal, the
homogeneous
bond between those two
mixture
elements
of
is a nonpolar covalent
2
bond
to
because
3
the EN difference.
components.
Now, the bond between carbon and oxygen, that's a polar covalent bond because the EN difference is much greater than 0.5. And between oxygen and hydrogen, that's also a polar covalent bond. Now, you need to be careful with the exceptions. For example, let's say if you have magnesium sulfate, what type of bonds are found in this compound? Magnesium has a +2 charge. Sulfate is a polyatomic ion with a -2 charge. So because we have ions, we thus
By
have an ionic bond. The
homogeneous
ionic bond is
we
between
mean
a magnesium
that
ion and a sulfate ion. As you can see,
the
magnesium is a metal,
composition,
and sulfur and oxygen are composed of nonmetals. Now, within the sulfate ion, you have covalent bonds.
physical
The
and
bond
chemical
between oxygen and
properties
sulfur is covalent. Sulfur is a nonmetal, oxygen is a nonmetal. Both of these elements are found in the upper right corner of the periodic table. So that's a covalent bond between the oxygen and the sulfur. So if you have a compound that contains a metal and a nonmetal, and that also has
are
a polyatomic ion,
uniform
poly
throughout.
means many. A polyatomic ion is an ion with many atoms. So if you have a metal with a polyatomic ion, it has ionic and covalent bonds. Now, there are some ionic bonds that don't have metals. A good example is the ammonium ion.
So
You can see
solutions
NH4
consist
something
of
like ammonium chloride.
two
This is
things.
ionic. The NH4 plus ion is a polyatomic ion.
One is
And
what we
chlorine has a
call
negative
as
charge. So here we have
solvent
ions with charges. So this
and
is an
one
ionic
more
bond.
is
But within
solute.
the ammonium ion, the bonds between hydrogen and nitrogen, both
So
of them are
solvent
ionics.
is
So
that
this is
component
a covalent bond. So ammonium chloride has ionic and covalent bonds, but there's no metals. So most compounds that are composed of metals and nonmetals are ionic. But there's
which
some
is
that you have to watch out
present
for that
in
can be
larger
metals.
quantity.
Now, the next thing that we need to talk about is atomic structure, the structure of the atom. Let's go over some things on a periodic table. So C represents carbon. And if you look at the symbol for carbon, there's two numbers, one above it and one below it. The smaller of the two numbers is the atomic number.
Solute
The
is
atomic number
one
is
or
equal to the number of
more
protons. Now, for a neutral atom, the number of electrons and protons are the
components
same. For ions, ions are particles with unequal number of electrons, and that's why they have a net charge.
present in solution.
The bottom number is the average atomic mass of all of the isotopes of carbon. Now, don't confuse isotopes with allotropes. I'll explain what isotopes are. So this number, let's say if we have the carbon-12 isotope,
Other
this is the
than
mass number. The
solvent.
mass number is the sum of the number of protons and neutrons. So an element of carbon has 6 protons. So the nucleus, which contains the
So
protons and
essentially,
neutrons,
solvent
nucleus
could be
has a
gas,
charge
could
of
be
+6.
liquid, or
Protons are
could be
positively
solid.
charged.
So
Electrons
based
are
on
negatively
what a
charged,
solvent
and
is,
neutrons
we
are
have
neutral.
again 9
Now, a
types
neutral atom
of
of carbon has 6
solutions.
electrons.
So
In the
let us
first energy
quickly
level,
go through them.
there are 2 electrons in that energy level. The first level can only hold a maximum of 2. The second level can have up to 8. So the second level contains the 4 electrons that remain. So carbon
So
has a total
first
of
is
6
your
electrons. Notice that carbon is in group 4A on the periodic
gaseous
table. Therefore, it has 4 valence electrons.
solution.
The 4 valence electrons are the electrons in the outermost energy level of carbon.
Is
The 2
your
electrons on the inside are known as core electrons.
solute where your solvent happens to be
In the
your
nucleus of a helium atom,
gas.
helium
Solvent is
has a
gas,
mass of 4 and an atomic number of
gas,
2. In this form, it looks
gas,
like the atomic
and
number and mass
we'll
number
also
switched
look
join.
at
The lower of
two
the 2 numbers is the atomic number.
examples.
Helium has 2 protons, 2 neutrons. So in the nucleus,
Okay.
the protons carry a plus charge.
So
The neutrons are neutral.
a gas in
And
gas
helium only
solution
has 2
is
electrons,
one
which are
where
valence electrons, because
solute
it only
is
has 1
gas
energy
and solvent is
Now we
gas.
know that
So
oxygen charges
examples
each other.
could be your
So the
air,
electrons and the protons, they're attracted
the
to each other.
mixture of
So the electrons feel a force that keeps it rotating in a circle.
non-reacting
Whenever you have a force that
gases.
directs a particle towards the center of the circle, it's called the centripetal force, and it keeps it rotating in a circle. So even though the particle may be moving to the right, the electron is going to stay in a circle because
And
of the centripetal force,
vapors.
which is caused by the electrostatic force between electrons and the protons. The centripetal force always keeps an object in a circle. If
A
you think of the
liquid
moon
in gas
or the Earth,
solution
the
is
gravitational
one
force
where
that pulls
solute
the moon
is
towards the
liquid
Earth keeps the moon in orbit
and
around the Earth.
solvent is gas.
And that gravitational force is acting as the centripetal force.
For
I
example,
know kind of German physics here,
chloroform
but it's a good time to talk about it. Now, if opposite charges attract each other, then like charges must repel each other.
mixed in
So how is it that the nucleus remains intact when you have these 2
into
protons so close
gas
next to each other?
is one
Shouldn't
example.
they fly apart due to the electrostatic force that wants to
A
push them against
solid
each other?
in
It turns out
gas
that
solution
there's a strong nuclear force that keeps the protons together, and that must be a very, very strong force. If you
is,
split the atom,
for
a
example,
lot of energy will be
smoke,
released, which is a nuclear reaction. But the strong nuclear force
fumes,
keeps the protons together inside the nucleus.
iodine in air,
Now let's go over some examples. Let's say if you had an
camphor
element of
in
fluorine. Fluorine has an atomic mass of 19 and an
into.
atomic number of 9. How many protons, neutrons, and electrons are in this fluorine atom? So let's write some equations. To find the number of protons, it's simply equal to
So
the
this was
atomic
about
number.
your gaseous.
The number of neutrons
solution.
is the mass number minus the atomic number, and the number of electrons is the atomic number minus the charge.
We could also have
If there
liquid
was a charge,
solutions.
it would be right here. But if there's no charge, we have a neutral atom, which means the protons and electrons are equal. So the atomic number is 9, which means that fluorine has 9 protons. The mass number is 19, but the difference gives you the number of neutrons. 19 minus 9 is 10, so fluorine has 10 neutrons.
So
The number of electrons is the atomic number minus the charge. Since the atom is neutral, it doesn't have a charge, so it's 9 minus 0. Therefore, there are 9 electrons in this atom.
So
Now, out of the 9
here
electrons, how many
solvent
electrons are valence electrons?
happens to be
Fluorine
liquid.
has 7 valence electrons. You can find this number based on the group that fluorine is located in. Fluorine
Gas
is located in
in
group 7A, which is the same as group
liquid
17, and still
solution
has 7 valence electrons.
is
So how many core
your
electrons does it have?
oxygen in
The total
water,
must be 9, so 9 minus 7 is 2. So fluorine has 2 core electrons,
or
but
you
7
know,
valence
carbon
electrons,
dioxide
for a total of
in
9
water.
electrons. Consider arsenic, which has an atomic number of 33 and a mass number of 75. How many protons, neutrons, electrons, core electrons, and valence
N2
electrons
in
are found in an
chloroform.
atom of arsenic? So because the atomic number is 33, arsenic has 33 protons.
A
The number of
liquid in
neutrons is the
liquid
difference between 75 and 33. 75 minus 33 is 42.
solution
So arsenic has
is your
42 neutrons.
alcohol,
Now because we have an atom of
ethanol,
arsenic which is neutral
alcohol
and has
in
a charge,
water.
the number of protons and
A
electrons
very
are
good
the same.
example.
Now how many valence
Your
electrons
solid
does
in
arsenic have?
liquid,
So arsenic is found in
your
group 5A
everyday
of the
example
periodic
of
table. So therefore, arsenic has 5
NaCl
valence
or
electrons.
sugar
So
in
how many core
water.
electrons does it have? So 33 minus 5 is 28. Therefore, arsenic has
So
28
this was
core
about
electrons.
your liquid
So the core
solution.
electrons plus the valence electrons must have
Then we also
28
have
electrons.
solid solutions.
Now let's try another example. Aluminum has an atomic number of 13 and a mass number of
Where
27.
your
We're
solvent
going to focus on the aluminum plus 3 cation. How many
happens to be
protons, electrons, and
solid,
neutrons are found in this particular ion?
solid,
So the atomic number is 13, therefore it
solid,
contains 13 protons.
and
The difference between
solute
the mass
is
number
your
and the atomic number, 27 minus 13, is 14, so it has 14 neutrons. Now the number of electrons in this ion is the atomic number minus the charge. So 13 minus 3 is 10, so it has 10
so a
electrons.
gas in
If
solid
you add up the charges, we have a charge of
is
13 from the 13 protons,
example
and a
is
charge of negative 10
hydrogen
from electrons.
gas
13 minus 10 is plus 3, which is the net charge of the ion.
in palladium metal,
Now what if we have a negatively charged ion? Let's say if we have the phosphide ion, which has
or
an
for
atomic number
example a
15 and a mass number
pumice
31.
stone.
How many protons, electrons, and neutrons are in this ion? So because the
Your
atomic number is 15, it has
liquid
15 protons.
in
The atomic number or
solid
number of protons identifies the element. Now 31 minus 15 is
is
16,
your
so it has 16
solid
neutrons. To
amalgam.
calculate the electrons is the atomic number minus the charge. 15 minus negative 3 is the same as 15 plus 3, which is 18 electrons.
For example,
So if you add up the charges, we have a net charge of positive 15 from the 15
mercury.
protons and a net charge of negative 18 from the 18 electrons. So the
Oh
overall charge,
my god.
15 plus negative 18,
Okay,
is negative 3.
it's not Mg, it's
So whenever
Hg.
an ion has more electrons than protons, it has a net
G
negative charge.
in
If it has more protons than electrons, then the overall charge is positive.
sodium.
Now let's go over the different types of
Your
isotopes of carbon.
solid in solid
The most two common
is
isotopes
your
of carbon is carbon 12
examples
and carbon
are
13.
alloy,
Technically speaking, these atoms of carbon
brass,
behave the same way. They're both elemental carbons.
copper,
Isotopes, they have the same chemical reactivity,
gold,
but their nuclear properties are different
and so
because the
on.
nucleus is different, but the number of
So
electrons
these
is
are
the
the
same.
different
Now, how many
types of
protons are found
solutions.
in each of these two
In
isotopes
our
of carbon?
fourth semester,
Both
we
contain 6
are
neutrons.
only
Find the number of neutrons
concerned
in the
with
mass
these
number
three:
So the one on the
gas
left
in
has 6
liquid,
neutrons, the one on the
liquid in
right
liquid,
has 7 neutrons.
solid in
13
gas.
minus 6 is 7.
We will not get
Since
into
both
gas
elements are
in
carbon,
gas or
that means that
gas
they're electrically
in
neutral. The number of electrons are the same.
solid, nothing.
So you
We
need to know how
are
isotopes differ
only
from one another.
concerned with these
Isotopes, they have
three.
the same
Please
atomic
make a
number,
note
the
and
same
do
number of
not
protons,
get
and are made up of the same
confused.
element, in this case,
Okay.
elemental carbon. So that's
In
how
the
they
next
differ. But how they
video,
differ?
we'll go through
Isotopes, they differ in a mass number,
how a
and they differ in
concentration
number
of
neutrons. So therefore, they're different
solutions
in their
are
nucleus, so they have
calculated.
different nuclear properties.
Thank you. See you.
Carbon 12 is stable, but carbon 13